There we go. That's the whole tune.
I feel like I'm probably has different words up here next week.
Different words.
That's it.
Yeah?
That's the whole thing. The only thing that's different is that we repeat still dark 5 times at the end.
Alright.
Still,
different words
oh
that
yeah.
we say.
Faith is a bird that feels the light. Ah, you're right. And sings when the sky is still dark. Did I sing this totally wrong words?
No, but that's the quote that I got.
Oh, okay. Well, don't look at those. So it is a quote, and I can't actually remember or pronounce the name of the author. There you go. What she said.
I don't even know what he said.
And the original music by Elizabeth. Ha! Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Okay, so shall we do it
Yeah,
all
let's
together?
do it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to invite everybody to stand on up, and we're going to sing our opening tune. Is it a little tiny bit?
Yeah,
I don't know if it doesn't feel like it, don't. But clapping would be good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, moving ahead to like week 3. You get really excited. Faith is a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light, a bird that. So we got a little. It's like if I was traveling without a bass drum and a snare drum. I got it right here. Faith, 1, a 2, a top 2, here we go. Faith is a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light. Oh, faith is a bird that feels the light, and when you sing from the sky, you still dark. Say it again. Faith is a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light. Oh, faith is a bird that feels the light, and sings from the sky. You still go to the B section. Faith is a bird that feels the light. Faith is a bird that feels the light. Faith is a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light, a bird that feels the light. Faith is a bird that feels the light and sings from the sky. It's still dark, still dark, still dark, still dark, still dark, still dark. Woo!
Wow, give yourself a hand. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Okay, well, go ahead and sit down. Welcome to the Victoria Tree Center for another Elevate Wednesday. Thank you so much, Kelby McNair, on, well, vocals, not drums yet, but soon to be drums.
Body drums.
And body parts. And Peter Douse on electric bass, and Pablo Cardenas on piano. All right, so here we are. It is another Elevate, and I'm going to ask, even though I know the answer, is there anyone who's here for the first time today? We have several hands going up. It's pretty exciting. Welcome, welcome. So let's see. There is Edwin and Cindy and Carolyn and Erica. Carolyn, have you been here at Elevate before?
Not to Elevate, but to the church.
Okay, all right. So first time at Elevate, but you have been here before. And then Erica and Esther. Oh my God, 5 names. Remember them all. Yay, okay. So everybody who's been coming for a while, let's let these folks know how happy we are that they're here.
Very
Okay? We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. All right, give yourselves a hand. All right, fantastic. So whether this is your first time here or your first time at Elevate or you've been coming for a while, we come together to do one thing and one thing only. And that is to remember that love is all there is. Now, love might go by another name, another word, another label, something that maybe is more meaningful for you. It could be spirit, it could be source, it could be universe, it could be creativity, it could be energy, it could be God. Whatever it is that works for you, that is what we are here to celebrate. That is what we're here to remember, that everyone and everything is this thing, this essence, this power, this presence, this infinite creativity and profundity that is always in that play. And this is what is going on. This is who and what we are, and not just a little of it, not just sometimes, not on special occasions, but all of it, all the time. So essentially, at the Victoria Truth Center, we're here to remind ourselves and each other that really we're here to live life lovingly. So, for someone who's here for the first time, what does that sound like for you?
Invitational.
Invitational, fantastic. Love that, thank you. Okay, so, and while we are celebrating love and all things love, and remembering that that's who and what we all are, we're also remembering where we are doing this celebrating. We're doing it on the unceded traditional lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples of the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. And just like some of the values that they hold dear, strength, integrity, vision, and stewardship, these are things that we are endeavoring to embody more fully here at the Victoria Truth Center. And so as we are very, very grateful for this invitation that has been extended now for us to be able to live and breathe and work and play and co-create together with the peoples that have been stewarding these incredible, amazing lands for so long. We are so grateful to be able to do so. All right, could we have some meditative music, please, Jennifer? And then for those people who are here for the first time, after the gentleman, the Elevate Trio, finished playing, if you'd like to express your appreciation, then I invite you to do this with your hands, but we're going to go right into an opening prayer, so no clapping until afterwards, okay? those melodies and harmonies have been played. Feeling the connection in this incredible trio, and the connection in this community of all who are gathered here. And just allowing whatever it is that is bubbling its way to the surface to be recognized, to be accepted, to be released. And so right here, right now, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to simply be present, to just tune in to whatever it is that is making itself known, to listen and observe whatever it is that wants to happen next. Knowing that this flow of energy, this divinity, this incredible, amazing splendor is just hanging in the air, like the fragrances of the spring flowers outside. That all of that magic, all of that loveliness, all of that beauty, all of that divine intertanglement is that same power, that same presence, that same dynamic, energetic flow that is the very beingness of everyone and everything. And so as we move into the rest of our time together, I know that this time is founded in beauty, in harmony, in gentility, in love. And I'm so grateful for whatever it is that is on its way, knowing that every single moment is an opportunity, a brand new opportunity to heal, to grow, to connect, to be present to what is. So in gratitude and celebration, rejoicing for this beauty that we've all just experienced, all just witnessed, and get to linger in for a little bit longer, I simply say thank you. Feeling the blessing, feeling the power, feeling the love, and so it is. And if you'd like to show your appreciation to the band, by all means, please do. Thank you, gentlemen. That was so beautiful, as always. Okay, so new month means new theme along with the new music. And this month, we are taking a look at faith. It's one of my favorite things, and I'm really glad that it was something that was coming up super strongly over the last couple of weeks. Because the topic is what's going to inform every single talk, our discussions, the music that ends up being played. And hopefully, it is an invitation to lean into something in this month of faith, something that can inform how you move forward in your day-to-day, in every single moment. So the affirmation that we have for faith this month is, through faith, the impossible becomes possible, no matter what. So this is the affirmation that we get to sit with all month long. This is the affirmation that you get to lean into. And right now, for those of you who are joining us here at Elevate for the first time, we have about 5 minutes or so where there's an opportunity for people to just share. Not a conversation per se, but share whatever it is that is coming up for them in this moment regarding faith, regarding that affirmation. Already heard, a reaction of from this side of the room. So wondering, who would like to start off by offering something about faith?
So for me, while we're doing the meditation and after reading this, what comes up for me is, faith is a knowingness. It's like a trusting of the knowingness. And, I'm sitting here beside Christy, and there's a little being that's being, created and brought into the world. And it's like that juicy knowingness that baby's going to arrive, and, it's on its way. And you don't know. Like, you don't know how things are going to go. You don't know how things are going to be. And at the same time, inside of faith, there's just a trusting. Yeah. So that's what it brought up for me.
Beautiful. A knowingness that is just inherent, no matter what. And so, thank you very, very much for that, Stephanie.
For me, it kind of offered like a little glimpse or a realization that when I have faith or when I don't have faith kind of does determine my future in terms of if I have faith, I'm going to do things completely differently than if I don't have faith. So if I don't have faith, I'm not actually going to really try 100% for something that I imagine or believe in.
Yep.
I'm going to say, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, but I'm not actually going to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that idea of having faith is something that you cultivate as an assuredness would be a very powerful thing to underscore intentions and intentionality.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up at the very end of intentionality. Yep, yeah, I will speak to faith. I have my perspectives on is faith there or is it, only sometimes kind of thing. But yes, thank you for bringing that up because what is it? Is it there all the time? Is it not there all the time? Is it there but we don't access it? Things to think about, consider. One more share. Anybody interested? Okay, at the back there.
I feel a bit skeptical about faith
Okay.
and what can be achieved with it. But I'm hoping that things are going to change, maybe through having more faith or believing in the unknown. But just this present moment, it just seems unattainable. It sounds kind of negative, but that's how I'm sitting right now.
Thank you for your honesty, okay? Thank you. Seeming a little bit unattainable right now, and that's okay. Accepting what is. Thank you. All right, so, on to our, music all the time. On to the feature two.
Sometimes it just feels like it just, I don't know, just boom, here we are. So this too came to me. It's really fun to get to imagine too about faith. And obviously the George Michael was a big contender. However, we decided to lyrically, we would go another route. So this is a song that may on the surface have nothing to do with faith. And yet, for me, there is a faithfulness in it. It's a love song, and yet, when I was trying to think of what songs really speak to faith, I hope this song maybe does that for you. It's called Sweet Lorraine, and it's from like 1941. We hope you enjoy. Maybe if you know you want to walk with some changes for the last day.
Changes for last bit? Okay. E flat there.
So this song was made famous by the likes of Nat King Cole, Mary Parkland, Blossom Beard. Yeah. Well, I just found joy. I'm as happy as a baby boy with another brand new cute toy. When I'm with my sweet Lorraine. Lorraine, Lorraine. You can substitute faith for Lorraine. She's got a pair of eyes that are brighter than the summer skies. When you see them, you realize why I love my sweet Lorraine. And when it's real, I don't miss the
the Elevate Trio, talking with Darren vocals and drums. Peter Dow's doing a solo today too on electric bass, and Pablo Cardenas on piano. Thank you. All right, so faith is the word of the month. Faith is the concept that we are leaning into. According to Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind, he writes, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is a mental attitude so inwardly embodied that the mind can no longer deny it. So this isn't about just having confidence, kind of like the opening quote in the meditation was. This is what Stephanie was talking about, unknowing. A knowing that is so inherently there, is so automatic, is so infused within our very being, that it doesn't matter what the mind is thinking. It doesn't matter if the mind is doubting. That faith, that knowingness that may seem unattainable right now is always there. The kicker, however, is faith is complete when it is both a conscious and subjective acceptance. So we can think all we can up here with our thinking mind, our conscious mind. I believe, I know, I trust. But if there are beliefs hanging around in that sea of subjectivity, whether we're aware of them or not, if there are beliefs that we are hanging on to, that we are entertaining for any reason that are not in alignment with faith, with that trusting, with that knowingness, with that complete 100% acceptance, then guess what? That's when we're going to feel the mixed messages. That's where we're going to feel like sometimes I have faith and sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's super attainable and sometimes it isn't. Until we can get the conscious mind and the subjective mind on the same page, so to speak, then faith can sometimes feel elusive. But here's the thing. Faith, as Stephanie so beautifully put it, is a knowing. It is an energy. And because energy is the only thing that is ever going on, then guess what? Faith is something that we inherently are. It's not something that stops or something that, we only can sort of dip into a little bit from time to time. We may think that that's what is going on, but that's all that's happening. Our mind is getting the best of us. So we have an opportunity to really, really lean in, no matter what, and find the possible in the impossible. Ernest Holmes also says in The Science of Mind, someone has said that the entire world is suffering from one big fear. The fear that God will not answer our prayers. Now I'm just going to put a little pause right there because this is a New Thought community. And in New Thought, one of the things that we teach is that God, love, spirit, source, universe, energy, the quantum field of infinite potentiality, whatever it is that you want to call it, that's the only thing going on. And if that's the only thing going on, there's nothing else, which means that each and every one of us is God. So there's no God outside of ourselves, there's no deity, there's no entity, there's no anything separate from ourselves that is going to answer our prayers. The whole thing boils down to, what is it that we truly believe? What is it that we have faith in? What is it that we are anchoring ourselves in? Because if we truly believe that there's only one thing going on, that everyone and everything is that, then we are God. We are love. We are that incredible, amazing, dynamic, energetic flow expressing all the time, every moment of every day. And we get to decide, personal responsibility, how much of that incredible, amazing infinitude we want to experience. So, he says here, the fear of lack is nothing more than the belief that God does not and will not supply us with whatever we need. If God is all there is, if energy is all there is, if abundance is our inherent state of being, then it doesn't mean that there's someone or something out there withholding a certain supply from us and sort of thinking, well, if you do this, then. There are no conditions. The only conditions that we experience are the ones that we set, that we impose upon ourselves according to how we think. And sometimes we don't even know we're thinking it because here's where those unconscious beliefs come into play that we may not even be aware of. He also says, the fear of death is the belief that the promises of eternal life may not be true. Well, here's where maybe something like perspective comes in. I mean, we think of life in certain ways. We have ideas about life. We believe that we're born, we live, we die, that there's a finiteness to our human experience. Well, what if that is just a blip, the teeniest blip on the radar of life? What if there's all of this other stuff, but we keep focusing on this one tiny little blip? What if we shifted our attention to really just opening up and having faith and trusting and knowing that even though this is what we're most familiar with, that there is something else that maybe we don't understand, that maybe isn't ours to understand in this human experience, but that there is more. What if we aren't able to do that, but at least we're willing to entertain that? He also writes, the fear of loss, health, loss of friends, loss of property, all arise from the belief that God is not all that we claim. Omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. Which basically means all-knowing, all-seeing, everywhere present, all the time. Well, again, going back to whether you want to do it from a spiritual perspective or a quantum perspective, if everyone and everything is love, if everyone and everything is energy, there's nothing else. And so that means we are that allness. We are that incredible, amazing, dynamic, energetic flow all the time, no matter what. Now, Ernest Holmes also says that fear is nothing more nor less than the negative use of faith, that it is faith misplaced. And so if we just take a moment and go back to David Hawkins from the last couple of months, for those of you who weren't with us, we were going through the book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. Amazing, amazing book, amazing technique to just open us up to releasing what it is that really no longer serves and gets in the way of us experiencing the allness that we are fully capable of experiencing. And in his book, he talks about how every single negative emotion has to do with fear. If you peel away all of the layers, if you peel away all of the feelings, if you go take a look at the map of consciousness that he has in every single piece of work that he's ever put out, you'll see that fear is a lower vibration at the bottom, below 200. But if you peel away every single thing that you can possibly investigate and tune into in that fear, the ultimate fear is the fear of dying. The fear of dying because it's something that we can't wrap our heads around. And I wonder if it's actually the fear of dying or if it's the fear that we would die without having lived our allness, without having experienced what it is that we're truly meant to experience. The biggest regret possible, if that's not the true fear. Here's the thing though, no matter what it is, we're the ones who get to choose how we're going to respond. We're the ones who get to choose if we're going to focus on all the impossibles in there, or if we're going to take a look at all those impossibles and break it up and go, hey, wait a minute, there's possibility in every single one of those impossibilities. In fact, if you break it up, not does it doesn't say impossible, it says I'm possible, right? And so if we shift our perspective, and if we can't shift our perspective, if we're just willing to shift our perspective, then that creates a bridge to the faith that is always there. An opportunity to lean into who and what we truly are, how powerful and capable and creative we truly are, how resilient we truly are. Excuse me. So, in the David Hawkins book, towards the end of the book, there is a chapter there called Physician, Heal Thyself. And in that chapter, he talks about a story about a doctor who was in his 50s, who had so many diseases, so many ailments, so many conditions, had so many surgeries scheduled, and he even had friends betting on the fact that if he didn't fix whatever it was that was going on with him, that in about 3 years his body would give out and he would be dead. On the outside, he looked fine. He was super fit, he exercised, he looked healthy, he had a great career, had a lovely marriage, had a wonderful family. But on the inside, he was literally falling apart. And the thing that ended up saving him, the thing that ended up healing him, when none of these other things that he tried as a doctor, all of the medications, all of the surgeries, all of the techniques that were available to him, what he ended up doing was using David Hawkins' letting go technique. And bit by bit, one by one, every single ailment fell away by just releasing it. By releasing it, by releasing the resistance, by releasing the fear that was associated with the resistance and whatever it was that he was going on or experiencing. Now, at some point, he's touring, talking about how he saved himself and healed himself from all of these ailments and everything, and someone in the audience says, that's all great, but if you healed yourself from all of these conditions, why do you still wear glasses? And at that point, he thought, you know what? I've never seen wearing glasses as something that was, an ailment. I've just sort of seen it as an anatomical defect or something. But yeah, if I can, cure myself of all these other conditions, how about curing myself, of wearing glasses? Which he eventually did. And the story that I find so entertaining that has actually inspired me, and I'm just going to put a caveat here by saying I'm not telling anyone to drive without their glasses, but this is what he started doing. He just thought, okay, if I can actually heal myself and cure myself of all these other things, then I should be able to do it with wearing glasses, which means that I got to get rid of my glasses. The trifocals that he had prescribed. So he couldn't see up close, he couldn't see medium, he couldn't see far away. He couldn't read, he couldn't use his phone, he couldn't use the computer, he couldn't watch television, he couldn't go to the movies, but he decided to drive without his glasses, okay? And he talks about how there was so much anxiety at the beginning, and he would drive so slowly and so cautiously because he wanted to make sure that he got home in one piece and that he didn't crash into anyone else, along the way. But what he realized very quickly was that as he was driving without his glasses, that he only saw what he needed to see. It wasn't about wanting to see certain things. It was about this is what he needs to see in order to get from point A to point B. Whatever was required for him to make the journey was revealed to him, exactly at the moment that it needed to be revealed. And somewhere around the 6-week mark, he was able to let go of so much anxiety and so much stress and so much resistance to even the idea of I'm driving without my glasses, that he eventually healed himself from having to wear glasses too. So, guess who's trying this out? So, I've been trying it off and on, and again, I'm not telling anybody to do this, but curious, because to me this is faith. To me this is, do I believe this or don't I? Do I believe that I am this incredible, amazing, infinite, energetic, dynamic flow that is always in that play, or don't I? Do I believe that I'm God, or don't I? And if I believe it, does God wear glasses? So I have tried this a few times, and I got to tell you, the first few times, I go like this. Okay, and I'm like, they got to be here, right? And then I thought, okay, no, I'm gonna really have faith. I'm gonna lean into the faith, and I'm gonna trust, and I'm gonna let go. And so then I would put my glasses down in the console. Now I can see enough to see, okay? And so I'm not driving around like a blind bat, and I'm not being irresponsible. And if I can't see, and there was one time on the highway a few days ago when it was dusty, and it was really surprising, and I gotta tell you, there was just enough anxiety that built into me, like, they're coming back on. Because right now, that's the amount of faith that I'm leaning into. But this whole notion of seeing what we need to see versus seeing what we want to see, are we meant to see everything all the time? Well, you know what? If you're seeing stuff that is far away, sometimes that can be a distraction from what requires your attention right here in front. And so by taking off my glasses, which I need for distance, I'm seeing what I need to see right here. I'm seeing what I need to attend to right in front of me. It kind of reminded me, Stephanie, when you were talking about the letting go, letting go, letting go, and what you were left with was the present moment. All of these labels, all of these things, these feelings, these expectations, whatever, just getting rid of all of them until all you're left with is the present moment. And that's sort of this thing that I'm experiencing as I'm driving without glasses, trusting and knowing that I am doing what I need to be doing in order to be safe on the road. But here's the other thing. Also having faith that everyone around me is doing the same thing, right? And the other day, as I was driving into town, and I didn't have my glasses on, I was on Blanchard, I guess it was, and there was a bus. And I gotta tell you, this bus looked like the biggest bus I have ever seen. And it looked like it was about to drop into the passenger seat. It was so close. That whole thing of like objects are closer than they appear in that little mirror. Well, when you don't have your glasses on and perspective shifts a little bit, you know, and I'm seeing enough of outlines to see where I'm going and what I'm doing, but that bus, like, holy moly. And so I'm like, yeah, but I am trusting and I have faith because I know. There is this knowing. There is this knowing within each and every one of us, and we can lean into that. And that's when something like driving without glasses, which is seemingly impossible sometimes, becomes possible. And again, third time, I'm not telling anyone here to drive without their glasses, but I'm talking about leaning into faith, okay? And trusting that even when there are things that come up in life that we don't understand, that we don't know, that we don't have the answers to, that don't make sense to us. There's a situation with someone that Glenn and I love so much that is in this bizarre circumstance right now, and there are people with varying opinions that are saying, do this, do this, do this. And it's a really interesting situation to be involved in, because I can feel myself getting caught up in the relative of the people who are catastrophizing and feeling anxious about a certain outcome, and really having to lean on, what do I believe? Do I trust? Do I trust and know that everyone involved is fully supported in every way, shape, and form? That all of the answers, all of the solutions, in order for this to come to a peaceful, calm resolution for all involved, that all of that is already at hand in the universal mind of God, in the quantum field of infinite potentiality. Do I trust? Do I believe? Do I have faith? Or don't I? And as a minister, as someone who has been called to show up in life as someone to inspire, but also just continually to walk the talk more fully every moment of every day, even when I can feel myself getting pulled out by the distractions of all of these other thoughts and ideas of how this situation should play out, I can't not lean into faith. I can't not trust and know that everything is unfolding with perfection for everyone involved. I may not know or understand how that perfection shows up or why it shows up a certain way, but I choose to trust and know that everyone is fine, that everyone is taken care of. And that's faith. Ernest Holmes also writes, within us is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. Ours is the privilege of giving birth to it. We get to decide. We are choosing every moment of every day how we are experiencing our life. We are choosing whether we are leaning into faith or whether we are misplacing our energy with the faith that is always available to us. And just because we misplace it sometimes doesn't mean we're wrong, doesn't mean we're bad. It just means that next moment is another opportunity to course correct. Next moment, no matter how challenging it is, no matter how hard it can feel, no matter how much it doesn't make sense, no matter how impossible it seems, we can consciously, intentionally choose to lean into faith. That energy, that knowingness that is always, always there, because it's who we are. So going back to the first quote, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is a mental attitude so inwardly embodied that the mind can no longer deny it. Every moment we are a choice. Every moment you get to decide how you're going to show up in life, what you're going to lean into, whether you're going to trust and know, or whether you're not. And so my question to you is, what will you choose? Because as always, the choice is up to you. Thank you, and so it is. All right, so now it's time for some conscious conversation where we go into groups of about 4 people. That's what I would suggest today with the number of people who are here. So a couple of groups here, a couple of groups here. And we'll spend about 10 minutes or so just talking about whatever it is that is coming up regarding faith, regarding impossible, impossible, whatever it is that's coming up for you, okay? So, and feel free to mix it up. If there's someone you haven't been in a group with before, which will be today, since there are 5 new people, then I invite you to be in a group with someone you haven't been in a group before. And I will read the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. Will you stand up?
You know, my optometrist just upgraded me and she said try Friday without your glasses. And I've been doing it for a
Yeah.
not at night. Yeah, that's just a try.
I put these back on and I'm like, oh my God, it's better.
Yes.
It's a choice.
Although I still have other stuff.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
start, that's a start, right?
Was your son with you? No, I really had that. I was kind of busy. Yes.
Oh, that was not heavy.
Really good. I hey, Dr. Gibbs, this one is really interesting. We had the feeling of the light. I was eight, how much the best it's kind of for him at the moment. And I'm not there. He's so government. Anxiety, life, I just didn't go on. Everything's gonna be fine. You know, so I'm kind of definitely where what research is
We know the sun rises and sets every day, whether we see it or not. Yeah, I think each person.
Well, I'm sure that
Black hat.
because we're going to animate it, so a lot of that faith.
Self-judgment.
And once we have in the future, so it just happens that really great. It's really good way of showing our faith.
They don't want to stop. They never want to stop.
All right, fantastic. More lively, enriching conversation. Okay, so we are going to show some appreciation and love right now. So anyone who has something to do with today happening, please stand. All right, the rest of us, we're going to love these guys up. Here are 3 phrases. We appreciate you, we love you, we have faith in you, no matter what. All right, now if you were here for the first time today, I invite you to stand up, and everybody else is standing. All right, now let's love these folks up. We appreciate you, we love you, we We have faith in you, no matter what. All right, now everybody else, come on up. And everybody, we appreciate you, we love you, we have faith in you, no matter what. And now find one person and turn those V's into I's. So look at the one person that you're going to tell this to, and now you're going to tell them, I appreciate you, I love you, I have faith in you, no matter what. All right, fantastic. Give yourselves a hand. If you go ahead and sit down. And so now is the time in our time together where we get to offer a bit of love. And so if you feel that you have been spiritually inspired or nourished or up-leveled in some way here today, there are some envelopes on the silver bowl over there. You can make a financial contribution. You can also donate online to info@victoriatruthcenter.org. And just please know that center is R-E. Okay? However it is that you are giving, however it is that you are offering of yourself, I want you to place your hand on your heart as we declare this abundance affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By joyously contributing to my spiritual center, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. All right. And so if you, right to the blessing. So I invite you to close your eyes and lower your gaze, whatever it is that feels comfortable. And just continuing to ride that wave of gratitude, of the expansion of mind, the opening of heart, the activating of soul, knowing that right here, right now is but one moment that just leads into the next and the next and the next, another opportunity again and again and again to connect, to heal, to grow, to expand, knowing that whatever it is that is offered today is offered in and as love. So as the love builds, as we continue to endeavor to live life lovingly together, I'm so grateful for the way that this community is growing. I'm so grateful for each and every individual here, for our board, for my co-lead Sherry, and for everyone who is yet to come. So for all of this and so much more, feeling the love, feeling the blessings, just saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. All right, some announcements. Celebrate Sundays, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. right here every single Sunday. Similar to what happens here at Elevate, but a different vibe, an early Sunday morning vibe. You're all welcome to join us. This coming Sunday, Authentic Relating Games happening right here. Spiritual Connection with Robbie Staten from 6:30 to 9 p.m. How may I serve? We welcome 23 new members to the Victoria Truth Center on April 14th at our annual general meeting. And everyone filled out a form saying what they like about BTC, what they find valuable about BTC, and how they would like to participate. So here are some of the ways that we could really use your support right now. We could use someone to help out with tech on Sunday. We could use help on Wednesdays and Sundays with setup and cleanup. And if there is someone who is good at engaging, especially Facebook right now, because that's where people are watching and we're streaming, to engage with the folks who are hanging out with us online. It would be so nice to be able to, say hello and chat with them, when you guys are in a conscious conversation. So if there's someone who feels like they enjoy social media and they would like to participate with the people who are participating online, then that's an opportunity to be of service as well. What can we know for you? If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, there's a little tiny box over there with a butterfly. There are some forms right in front of there. You can just fill one out, fold it up, put it in there, and our BTC affirmative prayer team will pray for you and or yours affirmatively. Community announcements. Anyone in the community have something that they would like to share with the rest of the crowd? All right. So now, I'm going to invite everybody to stand up, and we're going to sing our closer. Who can you see the movie sing? This is from the movie. This is a song called Faith. It's a banger. It is so much fun. It's by Stevie Wonder, and then he sings it. It's with Ariana Grande. It comes at the very, very, very end of that phenomenal movie about faith. So, electric square dancing the whole time. All right, Calvi.
This is gonna be fun.
It's called Sing. Yeah, it's an amazing movie.
Well, you will soon.
We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Yay.